Hey, how's it going, sexy felines? My name is CJ, or M.C.I.K, or mycatiskyo. Welcome back to Warframe. Today, we are back with, finally, the acclaimed series on YouTube, B.O.T.W, Builds of the Week. This is basically the show where, well, I try to, and you know what, I've come to the conclusion, I've come to the realization that I'm not gonna get one out every week, because for one, I don't have enough time, and two, I put too much time in my videos. It's a bad thing, but I also really appreciate that I do that. But I try to, okay? I really do try to. But this week, we are gonna be talking about Gara, the new glass Warframe. This is going to be the B.O.T.W today. Gara just came out in the Plains of Eidolon, and I thought who better to do it on than the brand new glass warrior. If you're new to the series and you don't know what B.O.T.W is, basically it's a very laid back show where I go through the Warframe I'm talking about, or weapon, or it could be a pet. You know, it's really whatever I choose, whatever I'm feeling up to this week. I basically just dive into whatever I'm talking about, get in details, talk about the stats, and talk about my build for it, showcase it, and if it's a Warframe, then I'll go over the abilities as well, coinciding to my build. So without further ado, this is the 41st installment of B.O.T.W. Enjoy. Alright, so first and foremost, if you are on this video and you do not know how to obtain Gara, I just made a video, posted it literally probably 2 days ago, or less, on how to obtain Gara in Warframe. She is new, and she is a little challenging to get, so if you don't know exactly how to get her, besides, of course, buying her from the market, definitely recommend you guys check out that video. So, let's talk about the lady of the hour, the unbreakable warrior, the manipulator of glass, Gara. So you don't have to be any specific master rank to obtain Gara, you only have to be master rank 0, so anyone can have Gara. Her health and shield will both be 100, and of course at rank 30 they will both be 300. So really when it comes to modding, you can really mod her for shield or health, or both, whatever you choose to. Her armor will be 125, which is not too bad for base armor, and her energy will be 225 at rank 30. She's definitely a casting frame, so make sure you guys throw on that primed flow if you have it. Good thing is she comes with 2 V polarities at base, and they are going to be quite helpful to start with. A fun little fact about this Warframe, and I didn't even know where the name came from. Her name is Gara, and it is originally from the Japanese word garasu, and this means glass in Japanese. Gara is also the Yoruban word for crystal as well, so hey man, little fun facts with M.C.I.K, little history lesson with M.C.I.K. I thought that was kind of cool though. Now, moving on to the next segment, which is probably my favorite out of B.O.T.W, when we're talking about frames, of course. Now this is the customization section. Ooh la la, looking good. What do you think? What do you think? Come on. Give me your honest opinion. And yeah, I probably will change it as the week progresses, but I want to feel for it, you know, I want to see how it looks in game, you know, might change the Sayandana around a little bit, might change the leg plates around, get something a little fancier. But as it stands now, these are the color schemes I'm using for Gara. For the primary, we have a sort of a gray mid-tone. For the secondary, we have pure black. As you can see, the next one down, we have more of a lighter gray. Down on the accents, this is going to be from the Shamrock pack. This is what I use for the most part for all of my prime look aesthetics for metallics, and it just gives them a nice gold look. And then the very bottom energy color, we are going to be using the Twilight color pack. This is the absolute best purple in game. If you guys want a good purple, definitely go with this. And then as for the attachments, I have the Nadina shoulder plates, and then for the leg plates, I have the Katir Foros leg plates, and for the chest, I'm using the Katir Foros as well. Or Foros. There it is. Yeah, you can get a better look at that. There's the Katir piece right there. I think it looks very subtle, but it also has a nice little metallic to it, so it fits pretty damn well. Now, I could have gone with the alternate helmet, the Virago helmet. I don't know. I just didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling it. Just from the back, it looked a little bit like Trinity, and I just didn't like the feel of it. This feels more unique. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you like the alternate more, or do you like the normal more? And then, of course, for the Sayandana, we went with the Dex Sayandana. Pretty damn beautiful looking. I really love the Sayandana. Alright, with all of that being said, let's hop now into the build, the B.O.T.W, the build of the week. We're gonna hop into the simulation room. I'm gonna show you guys how the abilities work, the build itself, and then of course the abilities coinciding with the build that I show you. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, before we get into this, 2 things you gotta know. First thing, this is a one forma build, so just keep that in mind. If you can't follow the mods on that I do here in the video, it's because I did install one forma. And the second thing you should know is that this is my personal build for my personal playstyle. So take this video with a grain of sand, because I enjoy playing the Warframes and whatnot the way I play them. And it might be different, and you might say, oh Cole, you don't know how to build. Well, I do, but I build the way I want to build. So you're more than welcome to try to build out if you want to, and you might say, hey, you know, you could build Gara better this way. Feel free to leave your comments below. I always enjoy seeing other opinions and whatnot. but just don't be too savage, okay? Don't be too damn savage on me. All right, this is my personal build, and I just enjoy playing with it. So with that in mind, let's get right into the B.O.T.W. So like I said, guys, we added one V-Polarity, so the V-Polarity will be right here. These two came already installed. Anyway, with that being said, we'll start off with the duration mod. So we have Prime Continuity maxed out here, and we have Constitution over here. This is going to give us the 141% duration. As for strength mods, we have Intensify and Transient Fortitude. This is going to give us the 175% power strength, which is really good for Gara's abilities, pretty much all of them. As for efficiency, we went with Streamline and Fleeting Expertise, one rank up. I didn't want to go anything higher than this because I wanted to keep quite a bit of duration so that way my abilities last a good bit of time, but I also wanted to get a little more efficiency, more than just 130. As you can see here, it's only 130 without the one rank from the top, Fleeting. But with it on, it does increase the efficiency by a little bit, and it doesn't decrease the duration by that much. So you want to make sure you don't have this thing ranked up too high. This is just my personal opinion, and it just fits on well here, so why not? And then last but not least, we have our range mod, Stretch, for 45% ability range, and that'll be just plenty in my opinion. And then of course up here we have Primed Flow for 200% energy max. It is not maxed out. I do need to get around to maxing Primed Flow out, but that does give us 525 energy to work with, which is absolutely amazing. So that is the build overall, and of course we have Rejuvenation for the Aura mod. Now I'm going to dive into the abilities and show you guys how they work very easily, very quickly, and also show you guys how they work with the build that I just showed you guys. So her first ability is going to be Shattered Lash. This is going to be a very basic first ability, one for CC, one to basically get enemies out of the way or kill them, depends on their level. How this works is you basically can either use it once by activating it. This will basically send out a single, I don't know what you want to call it, a spear of glass. It will deal damage to one enemy at a time, and if you want to be able to take down more enemies at once, all you gotta do is hold the ability down. Her next ability is Splinter Storm, probably one of her most important abilities. This is going to keep her alive the longest. So by activating this, it's going to throw all of the glass that was on Gara around you or your teammates or an enemy. It will last for about 24 seconds with the build that I have, of course. This glass will prevent damage, not to mention if you have this casted on you, it will actually deal damage to enemies that are around you and that are actually close enough to touch these shards of glass. And the last thing to mention about this ability is that it actually impairs the enemy's weapons. So really make sure you guys have this ability casted all the time. It's one of those abilities that's just going to really keep her survivability up and whatnot. So her third ability is Spectro Rage. This is going to be another really important ability that you're going to have to use a lot. This is going to take a lot of the heat off of you and your teammates and basically redirect the fire, basically. When you cast this, it's going to throw in a bunch of mirrors wherever you are aiming at, and enemies are going to be in there attacking them, basically soaking up damage. It's going to be dealing damage back to the enemy, of course, and when they collapse, it's going to deal a bunch of damage to all of the nearby enemies. So pretty good ability. It is great CC. It does keep the enemies occupied while you can take them out. So definitely a good one to use. Whenever you can cast this thing, cast it. Alright, Gara's fourth ability is Mass Vitrify. This is going to be really helpful for defense missions, mobile defense missions, survivals. What this does is basically it's a toggle ability. You can cast it and you can choose how large you want this to be. Basically, you make this giant ring of glass around you wherever you're at, and you can choose to make it really large or just make it really small. It all depends on what the situation is. The great thing about this ring of glass is that the enemies cannot penetrate the glass at all, so everything inside is pretty much safe, and they also cannot enter as well. So keep that in mind, but you and your teammates definitely can. Another thing to note is that whenever an enemy is phased through this glass, basically meaning when it's still being cast and an enemy is in the path and it just sucks it over, basically when they touch this glass, they will slowly start to get covered in glass and slowly start to slow down into the point where they are completely solid glass and they are not moving at all and make very easy targets. Last thing to mention about Mass Vitrify is that if you cast your first ability, Shattered Lash, on the wall of glass, it will actually deal damage around the glass outwards. Yeah, that's about it for her abilities though. Last thing to mention before I end the video off, her passive. Her passive ability is pretty unique. Whenever she is caught in a bright light or whatever, just like any mirror would, it creates a nice radial blind of light. So kind of in a way, you want to always stay near light, because if you do, if light touches Gara, there is a chance that it can actually make a radial blind and blind the enemies. Anyway guys, that is going to do it for this week's B.O.T.W. Builds of the Week. This has been Gara's build. thank you for watching. My name is M.C.I.K. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know what you guys think of the new frame or the build or whatever else you gotta say. If you want to link me some stuff, link me some stuff. I'll check it out. Have a great day. Stay safe. What other YouTuber do you know is as chill as me? Let's think honestly. Come on, get a grip now. Come on. Thank you for watching. My name is M.C.I.K. I'll see you guys for tomorrow's video. Have an awesome day. Stay sexy, stay cool, and peace out.